Hi ladies and gentlemen, I am Benjamin Temple. So I am doing a video once again on the FEF unit. This is a Broadway limit version. I think most of you have seen my video but now know which one I'm doing. The one with the Mars light from up until 2013 when it was removed, so like 1988 or 1986, something like that, I forget now. It has 80-inch drives on it. In real life, the Living Legend 844 road number. So on the track, I have four intermountain refrigerated cars, the 57-foot mechanical reefers, then the 86-foot high cube box cars. One's the scale trains. I believe the other is, they're scale train too, and then there are 15 Athearn, what's called the Berwick bathtub gondolas. So I know I was talking about it and I wasn't showing you. Yes, you are seeing this correct. There are two SD, or I mean not SD, I mean GE-9-44CW locomotives. I couldn't tell you what timeline those are from in real life, but my time is kind of the 1990. I don't know if they fit into that or not. Hopefully they do, but 6812, I admit that I didn't do any research. And then the Southern Pacific's 239 is the road number on that unit. They're sitting there just in case this train won't go over. Now, I admit I've already done a test, the FEF unit with these amount of cars, because you consider you have 15 bathtub gondolas, you have 4 more refrigerated cars, so that brings you a total of 19, and then you have 3 box cars, so 19 is 22. And then if you add 2 more, you have the they're the pressure aid, they call them, covered hopper cars, and then the ICC design caboose the UP has. Technically, those box cars are kind of like 2 50-foot cars. Yes, another 86 you divide, that's not 50 foot, that's only like 40 some, 43 feet exactly. Of course they're a little more than 86 or 86 foot and some inches, I think, on some of these box cars. But if you divide that, so there are 3 divided by, or times 2, what I meant is divide the car into half, multiplying the cars into like a 40 foot, which kind of equals the coal cars here. So that's 6 cars plus the 4, that's 10, plus the 15 here, that's 25, and then the 2 on the backs are that's 27. And but I just thought it might be neat. Yes, I have them on 2 separate controllers here. So I have the steam engine on one controller under its own throttle, and the caboose that's on another throttle. Why would I do that? The caboose has lighting features that I can do, so there is that. And then I think I just might have swapped. Nope, okay, because it asked me if I wanted to steal that caboose or that engine, which I didn't understand. I already have it, but so we turn on certain light features of that caboose. Well, it looks like it shut down the lights on the steam engine. Let's see if it lights up, and it did. Unfortunately, it didn't. Yeah, it didn't. Okay. So you might not be able to see that. Give me just 1 second. We're going to clean the lens here, or at least attempt to. Looks like it's kind of foggy here. Well, yeah, that looks a little better. So Here we go. I'm running the diesels on, well, they're individual cab because my controller has 2 cabs, and then this other controller has 2 cabs. So we're running the steam engine on one, and here we pull out. Should have blown the whistle twice. So, I tried this earlier and it stalled out, but I was only running the engine at about 10%. I just thought it'd be neat to see have my viewers see this. I wonder what happened there. Short. I don't think it was me. Something happened on the track or on the layout itself. It's not smoking as good as it usually does. I don't know if I'm doing something wrong, or smoke unit's getting a little worn, or time for replacement of another smoke unit again. But this engine does smoke really, really good, and earlier it was smoking, but each time it cuts out, kind of kills that smoke action too, so that's not a good deal. But I just put fresh fluid in it for the smoke, so maybe that's the problem. It hasn't had time to warm that up. But we're going to try this engine a little faster in hopes that it'll climb this hill single-handedly without needing the diesel helpers. Yes, I know the GE-9 units are overkill. One would be plenty on the back of that, on this steam engine to get it over that hill, but yeah, I wanted to see if it will pull the engine or pull this. So, you know, it's kind of going down at 4% grade, and then up here, about right here at this bend here is where it levels out, and then about right here is the beginning to the extend to the upgrade. Actually, it might be leveled just about past that switch right there, so that's where you're going to see all of that. It's just really hard to see. It is smoking, but it's not smoking as heavily as it usually does. But I've got the diesels on the track, you know, ready at any beck and call I need. Just in case the steam here stalls out. I'm hoping it'll pull really good at this speed, but we'll see. That's kind of the test here, and to see if it will. I've done this once before with, you know, 50 cars behind this engine. The big boy will pull it, no problem, but the FEF unit is a little light on power on pulling that. Oh, it's pulling harder already now. I've seen it really slow down. Now, earlier I had it at 11%. It went over that. It went all the way up until the very top here. I didn't even notice that it pulled down until I got to the top. It stalled, and that's where it stalled at, was at that top. I'm hoping by, you know, giving that extra speed will give it that extra ump to get over it. The momentum will shove it on forward, but we'll see. We're about right in here is where it stalled out last time. So maybe at the extra speed it'll continue. Now it had a little bit of a deal there. Nope, it's gonna go. Once it's made there, it usually never stalls out, so it ain't gonna need the diesel help. Wow. I wish Broadway, ooh, there's why we lost half our train, or at least up at the top. So that was not a good deal, but it was already at the top before it came loose. I don't know what happened. a little while ago it come apart there too. Nope, it ain't the coupler. It's got its spring, so I don't know what happened there. Maybe the coupler height caused that to come apart. Now, I know one guy says, I don't think, no, these don't have. He complained, so like Walters does that swing action, has kind of like a double coupler. How do I explain this? So it's, the coupler's set in a coupler pocket that has a swing that allow for the draft box to swing all the way to the edge there, and then the coupler can swing within that. He claims that he told Intermountain that, was it Intermountain or Class 1 Model Works, and so they discontinued that style. Now they got a draft box that comes all the way to the end, and the swing point is right there, the car, he claims. But I wish when Intermountain, Class 1 Model Works, and even Scale Trains, no offense, but I wish you would consult people that have knowledge in physics and chemistry, and also do an actual test, because while he may say that, but there might be some hiccup on his layout that he's not aware of. Elevation, a problem with the track itself is not correctly laid, because in all my years of experience, without sitting down and doing some free body diagram and drawing where the forces would go, drawing that up in a CAD and then running that through ANSYS to see if there's a problem there. But I'm about betting that his problem was that he didn't get the coupler height set correctly. Now, see, that might have been the problem. You probably can't see it in the picture, but it looks to be a little bit of a height difference there in these cars, at least that particular car. And I don't know. I know I checked the coupler height on these cars, at least the refrigerated cars. I'm pretty sure the blue box car I did, the Grand Trunk and Western, I don't know about the UP 86-foot box cars, whether I did a coupler. I know I did not for a fact do on these gondolas. I just got them a while back ago, and I'm still putting the couplers on, and then at some point some of them got to be road numbered because I have duplicate cars, unfortunately. So we're gonna get that done at some point. Now I decided to smoke after it's went up over the hill. Earlier I wanted to get video and really do that with it smoking, but unfortunately I guess I'm not going to get that live shot of it really smoking with it working really hard. It seems to do best at slow speeds with that smoke. I know it costs money to do tests, but as a validation engineer, I wish Broadway would, get their own engines, cross-seat, do some testing on some layouts, and sit there and, examine that, and then see if there's a way to improve it. I'm sure there is, but that smoking unit isn't bad. I'm not trying to complain here, Broadway Limit. You are one of the few people that have stuck behind it where Atherton said no, they weren't going to do it. MTH, actually, I feel like, no offense, has the best smoke unit. Of course, I know they quit doing it. I hope that Scale Trains will be able to continue that great smoke unit in their engines, but I guess we'll just have to wait and see what the future brings. But yep, I just wanted to see and show my viewers the power of the steam engine, especially the Broadway, is makes all the difference. I feel like I'm not saying they have the best of the best MTH, but actually their GS4 locomotives, I guess they're in such a hurry they didn't do quality control on those engines, and they don't pull. I mean, my GS4 44, 49, is out of commission because the circuit, well, the decoder is burning up, and I think the smoke unit has a problem, but we haven't been able to find that for sure. This time it caused a derail. Once again, I haven't, like I say, I haven't tested, but from the looks of there, that trip pin needs raising, and that may be what caused that earlier. It went across that switch. But also appears that well, it's lifting for some reason. It isn't necessarily the car is too high, but it is a little high, so I might have to, do a couple of height gauge on those two cars and check, and then if there's a problem there, fix it. But that's all for now, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope it's educational. And I hope if, the manufacturers are watching this video, that you're listening, and I'm not trying to be mean or put you down. That is not the idea here, to, tear people apart, destroy. This is to be educational. So, if you can build better rail cars, my hat's off to you for watching my videos and being helpful for us modelers. And I'm not trying to say something against the guy that made the comment on the Facebook that, maybe at the time he's looking out for his best interest, but I wish before people make comments kind of hastily, we check our findings and make sure they're factual before we make a comment on Facebook or somewhere, and then a company says, oh, well, we'll make that change. And the next thing you know, because that swing action gives you an extra swinging and is better for going around curves, and it also allows that, if they're working properly functioning, allows in yards to recenter that coupler, and on curves the center of that. So you can do some switching in curves even with that type of setup, like the Walters passenger cars that have that, where now you have to put a longer drawbar type coupler on these cars, and even that causes some derailments because then it puts the force against the lifts the wheels up, or puts them at such a stress going around a curve that it derails them. So I'm hoping that Skill Train and Class 1 Model Works, and let's see, what am I forgetting? Tangent Scaled Models is listening, because they're the one that built these 86-foot boxcars, although these two models, I don't think they're scaled trains. All three of them are not, but I have all three, at least as far as the new boxcars. But I have the Walters that came out, I even have the old Athearn, which they use more of a swing deal on the trucks, which is not a good deal either. So anyhow, thanks for watching. If you like my videos, please give me a thumb up, and please subscribe to my channel. All that helps, and I appreciate. And if you have any comments, feedbacks on my videos, please make them in respect. Please also understand that I'm operating in this particular case, well, I guess I didn't really pick it up, but I had two throttles, not one but two, that was ready for action, although I only used the steam engine throttle. But even that throttle is two cabs, so if you have two engines on that throttle, you are capable of operating two engines independent of each other. I know some people say, why don't you just consist? Well, you're running such long trains, and you got one on the back that doesn't really work because you'll cause a derailment. For those that say, oh, well, I can, you know what, my hat's off to you, because I haven't been able to find that works for me. I'm not saying that it can't be done. I just haven't got it to do. When you're running a 100-car train and you got an engine, consist, whatever function you give that first engine is pretty much repeated to the second, third, fourth engine. So if I need to make a change, I've got to go in, push that road number, then I can make a change. Where on my throttle, all I gotta do is turn the dial to speed up, slow down, and I can avoid a derailment that way, possibly. But does it always happen? I'm still learning how to try to run trains with multi-units and not have that derailment. So, you know, for people out there that have done this, got more experience, my hat's off. If you have any tips, I'm all ears. So anyhow, take care. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.